Unajua. Well, it's a good morning to you. Thank you for joining us right here on Amka Kenya. The hashtag is Amka Kenya, where you get a headset. I'm Alan Owino.
And I'm Remy Majala.
Yes, they call me Tony Mwirigi, a.k.a. the celebrities host. It's a beautiful morning, 4 hours of amazing conversation from the world of politics, social conversation, business, sports. Lakini baadaye from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. we'll be having entertainment. Siku ya leo ni siku ambayo mimi na Alan tuko involved. Oh, sorry. Mimi na Alan na Remy tuko involved. Because today it is International Youth Day. Yes, today it is National Youth Day.
Look, did you see what he just did there?
I know. That's why I'm ignoring.
Because today, the purpose of today is to draw attention to a given set of cultural and legal issues surrounding youth. Yes, today it is International Youth Day, celebrated every 12th of August. And I remember last year, a day like this, nilikuwa in Nakuru. I was doing International Youth Day in Nakuru. I was there for the county government of Nakuru. I mean, in my whole life, during a day like today, the siku kipekee ambao nili celebrate in a bigger way.
All right.
So today I'll be telling you also later on where I'll be in just a line of celebrating Youth Day. But before tuanze show, ningependa kusikia from Alan and Remy. Ni vijana wa nchi gani ambao ungependa kuwa celebrate? Remy kwanza.
Kenya.
Kenya.
Kenya tu hapa kwetu nyumbani.
Yes, the boys. I mean, it's all about the stars right now. Harambee Stars.
Right.
With the 2.5 million.
Kabisa.
Plus the additional going on up.
Plus two bedroom.
Going to
At your
3
preferred
bedroom.
location.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 bedroom at your preferred location.
Yeah, exactly. If you want in Mukuru Kwenjenga, that's you.
Yeah.
If you want in Thika Road, that's you. If you want in Meru, that's you. Sindio? 2 bedroom is set if they will win against Zambia this Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, very well. Just also in the spirit of celebrating the young people, of course, I'll also on politics be speaking to Anthony Karumba. Anthony Karumba is the spokesperson of the National Revolutionary Gen Z movement. He'll also be joined on set by Kamau Mbiu. Kamau Mbiu is the chairman of the National Youth Caucus. This is in the spirit of young people as we discuss International Youth Day.
Exactly, and that's an exciting conversation on Politalks and, of course, on Vibe Check, where we'll be having Pato Fitness. He'll be dancing, or rather, we will be dancing our way into breaking a sweat this morning. And guess what? Alan and Tony will be joining me, and we will be having the time of our lives. So make sure you join us, put on your dancing shoes, because we'll be having an amazing time this morning.
Well, mtazamaji, apart from that dancing ya Remy, today from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as part of our content creators class, we will be providing digital branding tips and guidance to influencers. Yes, we are pleased to be hosting Miss Kidinji, a digital journalist and author. All this from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your amazing show. That is Amka Trend Talks. Make sure you just take your pen and paper, because today, as you know, every Tuesday we have the content creators class. And today we shall be providing digital classes for all the upcoming creators, upcoming influencers. You know, we are in the digital world, Remy and Alan, so we shall be providing digital branding tips on the do's and don'ts as a new influencer. What are you supposed to do? How many times to post in a day? How many times to post in a week? What are the things to check before posting a video or a picture? So today, an author and also influencer manager, Miss Kidinji, and also digital journalist will be here from 9 a.m. just to give us an insight on that.
Amazing.
Very well. Good insights there. That is not a conversation to miss. Let's get to our developing story this morning, where the Confederation of African Football, that is CAF, has imposed restrictions on fan attendance at Kasarani Stadium, reducing the number of tickets available for sale to 27,000. This measure is part of crowd control and safety protocols aimed at ensuring compliance with stadium capacity regulations and maintaining order during matches. CAF has also stipulated that only electronic tickets will be recognized for entry, eliminating the use of physical or paper tickets to enhance security, curb counterfeiting, and streamline stadium access. In addition, CAF has issued a stand warning that any breach of this could attract harsher sanctions in the future.
Right, this could include further reductions in ticket allocations, matches played behind closed doors, or other disciplinary actions against the hosting team or organizers. The move underscores CAF's commitment to enforcing high safety standards and discipline in match day management across the continent.
Yes, mtazamaji, just an update this morning before niweze kusoma some comments from Kenya in regards to this statement here, Chan and CAF. We have a comment here, no, not a comment, but just a statement in regards to the CAF is mandating the following measures for all the upcoming Kenya home matches at Kasarani. Now, the capacity restriction will be maximum of 60% of stadium. That is including 27,000 tickets for all the upcoming Kenyan matches, including this Sunday. There is the next match, group matches against Zambia. Like they're saying, ticketing entry strictly limited to electronic tickets. Ticket holder, that is thermal tickets prohibited. And also the third measure is public accountability and compliance campaign, meaning LOC and also government to launch a public media campaign reinforcing safety protocol and entry requirements. Maji, that is just an update from CAF. Lakini hapa nipo na baadhi ya comments from Wakenya on Twitter. They are talking about a couple of issues and also wameongea mengi sana kuhusiana na kutengenezwa kwa pesa ambazo zilitumika kutengeneza viwanja. And let me just sample some of them from Kenyans in reaction to this story. We have a comment from Fred Charles who says that ticketing company is part of the problem. How do they allow one person, into bracket politicians, to buy 500 tickets? The rule should be one man, one ticket unless you are purchasing for a minor. That's a comment from Fred Charles. Then we have the second comment in regards to this story from Milan Oliat who says, Kasarani Stadium, haina security. They need to install turnstiles, all right? Remy, nimetamka vizuri? Turnstiles.
Yeah.
Turnstiles. I don't know.
I think turnstiles is still
Turnstile,
okay.
right? That can be operated via a QR code that comes with a ticket. Incorporate this with facial recognition cameras so we can ban some fans from accessing the stadium in future if they misbehave. Wanipe kazi. That is Milan Oliat. And now let's take a look at the last comment from this story, ya Kasarani fan ban. We have a comment from Bobby VJ who says, if I say the problem is Ruto, people will think I am mad. But that is the bitter truth. These guys were shouting how they have done the renovation, but what kind of renovation did these guys do? Because all these security features should come packaged with everything. Hello? That's a comment from Bobby J. But Mzamaji, later on, we shall be also including you in this conversation because our question of the day is hand in hand with this story, ya Kasarani Stadium fan ban.
Well, we still have other issues lined up for you that you need to be kept abreast of this morning on the other things that you need to know this morning. The National Assembly Committee on Education will convene today to engage with the Elimo Bora Working Group. Now, this meeting will focus on discussions surrounding the EBWG's planned national education reforms stakeholders conference, which is set to take place on the 20th and on the 21st of August 2025. The committee session provides a platform for legislators to understand the objectives, scope, and expected outcomes of the upcoming conference. The EBWG is expected to brief the committee on key reform areas, stakeholder participation, and the strategic importance of the event in shaping Kenya's education policy. This engagement aims to foster collaboration between Parliament and education stakeholders to ensure that reform proposals from the conference are in line with national priorities and responsive to the needs of learners, educators, and the broader community.
Right, another thing that you need to know happening this morning about the privatization of the Kenya pipeline, that is. Now, the committee will today, that is Tuesday the 12th, meet from 9 a.m. and it will meet with key stakeholders for that matter as part of the ongoing Kenya Pipeline Company privatization process, and those scheduled to appear include the Attorney General, Privatization Commission, Ministry of Energy, Nairobi Stock Exchange, among others. Now, the discussion are expected to cover critical aspects such as compliance with privatization laws, investor protection, market readiness, and implications for the energy sector by engaging a broad spectrum of legal, regulatory, and financial experts. The committee aims to ensure the process is transparent, well-structured, and aligned with both national economic interest and the operational stability of the Kenya Pipeline Company, for that matter.
Moving on, we also have the other update where the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning will have a sitting today at around 10 a.m., which will highlight the stakeholder engagement on the agreement establishing the Shelter Afrique Development Bank and the explanatory memorandum. The meeting will be held at Bunge Towers.
Yes, mtazamaji, let me take this Alan and Remy, all right? Because siku leo ni siku ya vijana mtazamaji. Now, International Youth Day, observed annually on the 12th of August, is a United Nations designated day dedicated to celebrating the contribution, yes, of young people to society while raising awareness about the challenges they face. Listen to this. It is served as a global platform to promote youth engagement in socio-economic and political development, to highlight policies and programs that empower young people to reach their full potential. Each year, the day is marked by a specific theme that reflects pressing issues affecting youth, such as education, employment, climate action, digital innovation, or civic participation. Now, commemoration typically includes conferences, community projects, cultural events, and policy dialogues organized by government, civil society, organizations, and youth-led groups. These activities aim to amplify young voices, to encourage inclusive decision-making, and foster collaboration between generations. International Youth Day not only celebrates the energy, creativity, and resilience of youth, but also calls for sustained investment in their development as a means of building more equitable and sustainable societies. Now, Remy and Alan said kwamba siku ya leo ni siku vijana wana celebrate siku yao. So ndio, just to mark this day, I've seen this kwamba a post from Kenya Film Classification Board ya kwamba siku ya leo President William Ruto will be in Masinde Muliro University just to celebrate this day. He will be accompanied by Honorable Salim Mvuria, the CSO Youth, also the PS. Fikirini Jacob will be there among other people just to mark International Youth Day. Lakini pia I have a comment here from Naipamei Kaikai, who says International Youth Day today celebrate the milestone the youth of Kenya have done by showcasing their skills in technology and innovation and their talents in creativity and sports, and definitely in governance. Happy International Youth Day to my fellow youths in Kenya.
Amazing. And also you'll be having celebrations at the Dandora Friends School grounds, which will begin from 12 noon. And the theme, of course, like, you know, both of you have said, is the local youth actions for the SDGs and beyond. And it will also raise awareness of the challenges and opportunities facing young people around the world. It serves as a platform to promote youth engagement and celebrate their contributions to society. So a lot's going to be happening today in different parts of Nairobi, Kenya, for that matter in general. So we expect a lot of reports coming from around because young people are doing so many things which are amazing.
Kweli. Na kitu ambacho na imani ni kwamba I hope those viongozi ambao wapo Homa Bay Evolution Week, they will take their time, maybe an hour to celebrate youth. I hope so.
Most definitely. It's most definitely
because
going
I know
to
the Devolution Week is ongoing in Homa Bay.
Definitely.
And we hope today being the second day of that week, our Devolution Week, they will take their time to celebrate the milestone of Kenyan youth wamepiga kwa muda mrefu, si ndio? Na mtazamaji, before tuingie katika magazeti this morning, naomba nikuulize swali la siku. Remember this question, you can just give us your feedback via Facebook, kila mahali, on Twitter and TikTok. Tuambie what's your take. Remember, be part of this amazing conversation by using hashtag, that is Amka Kenya. Then later on, we shall be sampling your feedback regarding the question of the day. And here is our question. Tunakuza mtazamaji, from our first story this morning, kwamba kuna baadhi ya sheria ambazo the board ya CHAN imeweza kuweka baada ya mechi ya Kenya ya juzi, wa Kenya kuweza kuvunja sheria na kuweza kuingia kwa idadi kubwa, wengine waliweza kutumia the exit gate kuingia. We have seen a couple of stories, and now we have seen the new measures ambazo the CAF imetoa in regards to Kenya home matches. Now this morning we are asking you, utuambie mtazamaji, what must Kenya do to ensure no crowd trouble during Harambee Stars matches? Now remember, the next match of Harambee Stars will be this Sunday at 3 p.m. against Zambia. Now we're asking you this morning, what must Kenya do to ensure no crowd trouble during Harambee Stars matches? Imagine, we saw in the first match ya kwamba Wakenya waliweza kuvunja sheria na kuweza kuingia kwa nguvu idadi kubwa sana ya Wakenya. Lakini pia the same thing was repeated the day after yesterday. That is when Kenya ilikuwa inapigana na timu ya Morocco. Wakenya walitumia njia kupita kiasi. Remy and Alan, even others walitumia njia ya exit. Just imagine using exit for entry.
To get in.
I mean, all right.
I know. It was so chaotic.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So, kwa maoni yenu, what must Kenya do to ensure the crowd trouble? I mean, to ensure no crowd trouble in future.
Lakini tunagree now, one of the viewers who said that the ticketing guys, we don't know. Yes. We're not sure what's happening on that end, but we need to make sure that it's one ticket per person. You cannot be selling en masse, and people are having counterfeits left, right, and center.
Yeah, and also
but we
just
also promised to go, Alan.
Yeah, we are. One of these matches. I'm not sure when, but we'll for sure make time. But I think also there's some bit of complacency when it comes to security officials. It's just being intentional about security, because often or not, when you go to those venues or you go to the stadium, the security is heightened just for small specific period of time. Then after that, they just leave it open to, okay, I think we've already attained the number, so let's just move on.
Kuna rafiki yangu fulani watch from Homa Bay. His name is Frank Koech, who says, Tony, they should build a concrete wall 80 meters long with each entrance to have 3 gates. If they break first gate, they've been locked in the second and third.
Hey.
That's a friend telling me that.
All right, just impressions. Well, of course, it's time for us now to have a look at what is happening on our dailies, on our press review. And joining us this morning is Wanjiku Thiga, who's the National Youth Caucus chairperson of DCP Party. She'll be helping us delve deeper into certain issues that have been highlighted in our dailies. And we'd love to begin with the People Daily. Remember, the People Daily is a copy where it can be gotten on pd.co.ke on our website, or you might as well download the app both on Play Store and the App Store to catch the headlines. On the front page of the People Daily, the biggest story right there, politics and sport. When you have a look at the People Daily, it says, pained Kenya now finds cheer in stars. Tired of political lies and the heavy burden of taxes, country turns to Chan for solace.
All right, there you go. And that is on page 7 there on the front page as highlighted. And we also do have there another headline that states, fresh graves discovered in Shakahola with human remains. That is on page 6. Now on page 4, we have Ruto's chess game for 2027 elections and the Gachagua headache. Right, so let's begin by analyzing a story here that's on page 4, and it says how Ruto could win re-election minus Mount Kenya, and that's on page 4. Now it says some believe president drifting from central region guided by political arithmetic of 3 major power centers, and that story there is by Ruben Mwambingu. That is written on page 4, like I mentioned, and it shows here a picture of President William Ruto acknowledging greetings from representatives of more than 1,100 business groups in Nairobi during a Nairobi County Empowerment event at State House on Saturday, August the 9th, of course, this year. Now, Wanjiku, once again, welcome to our studios. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yeah. So let's analyze this story. And the analyst in this story says that they don't believe that President Ruto, in this particular sense, actually does need Mount Kenya. There's a time for that. But right now, with the way this math is going, he's having other opposition areas which he's more akin to, or rather, in line with, than Mount Kenya as we actually think. Yeah. So we have it warped a bit here. It's not what we are expecting, but it's the other way around. What's your perspective on this thing?
I think for any president to ignore Mount Kenya, it's quite a terrible oversight. Mm-hmm. And the voting for 2027 is going to be quite different. Mm-hmm. And actually, I can even foresee, especially for us as the opposition, which we have a coalition and we are working towards seeing how we're going to effectively front one candidate who's going to do the presidential, who will be our presidential aspirant. Mm-hmm. And above all, looking at the youth voter bloc being the swing vote for 2027. However, it's unfortunate that young people right now, we are facing an ID issue, but we know it's an administrative intentional failure so that young people's voices will not be represented in the ballot. But if we look at the opposition and the fronts that we've been able to capture from Mount Kenya to the western region and now breaching into Coast, which used to be an ODM front, and we've seen Baba truly is no longer an arithmetic for 2027, especially for us young people. I've been able to host a number of young people from his stronghold, from Kisumu, from Vihiga. And young people are telling me, we are rebelling ODM, we're rebelling Baba. He can't consistently be the person who's going to say where we are looking at. And as young people, we don't see the benefits. So we can even see that young people are rebelling from his zone, which for me is such a plus. And I asked them, should Baba bolt out of the broad-based arrangement? Does that mean you go back, or what does this mean? And said, this is not about even broad-based. This is truly about our concerns never being addressed by, ODM or by Baba. And we can see that, truthfully, who's the youth representative for ODM in Parliament? He's an old man. So truly, young people really feel underrepresented by ODM, and they're bolting out of ODM. DCP is really starting to take space in Western and the Nyanza province. And for me, I'm really happy, excited as we take DCP to that area, and also a bit skeptical because politics, we have 2 years and anything happens in politics at the end of the day. But ignoring Mount Kenya is not going to be fruitful for Ruto. And he knows, because he's been consistent. He's been trying to really reach out to our party leader. And our party leader remains adamant to have a sit down with him. For us, dialogue cannot happen because our president has consistently shown no commitment to the word he says. And for somebody like me who has gone through abduction and rearrest and trumped up charges, I can say that there's no goodwill from the state towards young people especially.
Ningependa nipate mtazamo wako kuhusiana na whatever happened during the weekend. In this picture on this People Daily page 4, wameeleza picha fulani ambayo vijana walikuwa katika ikulu ya Nairobi, all right, on the youth empowerment program. Now kumekuwa na conversation from Saturday, Sunday na mpaka jana ya kwamba the same people who were against him ndio walikuwa wamejazana katika State House on Saturday. Kwa mtazamo wako, vijana na 2027 wako wapi? Because at the end of the day, kuna wale ambao ni keyboard warriors wa kusema must go, alafu sasa kwa ground inakaa ni tofauti. Wewe ni kiongozi wa vijana. Tuko wapi kwa sasa?
For now, ningesema truly I think they invited about 10,000 young people to State House.
Yes.
And
ilikuwa ni mixture ya vijana na wazee, lakini vijana walikuwa wengi.
Walikuwa wengi zaidi. I think the intention was to really host young people. And kitu naweza sema is that the state has always tokenized young people. Unapata kila mtu alipata 2,000 bob after the end of the day. But what does that solve really? And I'm sure uliona videos, young people did not even drink the drinks that were there. They don't. It really shows the consistent concern. Young people don't have trust with the government. Anything can happen to them. Number 2, this is young people wanaingia wanakula doya, wanatoka wanaenda wanasema bado ni one term. Again, young people are really liberated. They can smell lies from afar. So form ni kuingia, chukua doya yako unatoka, and I'm sure you've seen hizo videos zimecirculate. Watu wanasema tu ni one term. Na umeona tu hata a lot of empowerment forums which are very popular right now zinaenea karibu kila county. Watu wanaenda wanachukua doya, kitoka wanasema mjue ni one term. So pesa watu watakula because ni yao. But at the end of the day, when they leave, it remains, because I even told young people, and I keep telling young people, we only have one shot to do it right. We can't survive another 5 years of systemic failure and systemic poverty that is being meted on the young people of Kenya. Hatuta survive, especially with the mental health issues. Hata sasa hitu ni poa venye kuna ball, Harambee Stars is just helping Kenya right now. Kuna some excitement at least, and it's bringing some sort of unity, but it's really not working well for young people.
Right, very well. We'll, of course, continue this conversation, continue to have a look at what is making headlines on our dailies. But at this point, we want to take a short break. Remember, the hashtag is Amka Kenya, where you get a